customers would be like, yeah, we'll go to that, just don't swim down that. The clerk's chasing Amy and swim down here. So, I don't know, now I'm just kind of like, all right, well, let's see what the next one does. Let's see how I approach the next one. Now each one's kind of a little adventure for me. Like Cop Out, I was like, I just want to see if I can work in the studio system. If I can hold my tongue, if I have to hold my tongue, I want to see what the mystery is. I mean, I compared it when I was a candidate to Impress. I compared it to playing for the WHA for years. WHA was a kind of shadow league, sort of competitive league for the NHL in the 70s. Came and rose, and then quickly got fell in less than 10 years. But it was hockey, professional hockey. It looked just like hockey. They had hockey stars, played hockey, there were rules. Everything about it looked and smelled like hockey, but it wasn't the NHL. And for years and years, like what I've been doing is essentially playing a WHA game, which is great. In my little rink, I'm a star. People like me. I can keep making Kevin Smith movies my whole life and shit like that. But every once in a while, you look over at the other rink and you're like, I wonder if I can skate in that fucking game, man. Like, it's one thing to sit over here and be like, fuck the NHL, we don't need those bricks. There's always a part of it that's just like, well, maybe you say that because you couldn't fucking skate with those dudes. So for me, I was like, let me see if I can skate with the big boys. And, you know, and I did, and I was kind of happy I did it. But that was enough of a reason. Like, people were like, yeah, what's the message you got about? I'm like, oh, no, get your baseball card shot or something. Every movie will have a message now. Some shit's just kind of fun, or it seems fun, and we're trying to make it fun. So, I don't know, it's a good time, I think. I'm feeling kind of nice about where I am. The older I get, the more comfortable I get with the whole thing. And the more you start to see the strings, and the more you kind of start to go like, oh my God, that was just something that a young person would think and say. Now I'm getting older, not in a dismissive way, but it's just like, I can't be expected to react the way I did when I was 26 anymore. You know, and some people are just like, when are you going to be chasing Andy again? I'm like, I can't be chasing Andy again. Because right here, man, this is me at age 22, living in my parents' house and shit. There's clerks, there's chasing Andy, dog begins here. And now this, so winded. This is me now, man. I can't recognize that anymore. And I can appreciate it, and I love that I did it then, but I can't write like that person anymore, because back then I lived in my parents' house, and I was wondering if I would ever get laid on a regular basis. And you know, I like Star Wars a lot, and I only know 2 people in the world that I can talk about comics with. All those things that were formative and whatnot, that created the nucleus of what became those early movies. The older you get, the further away from that you get. I'm so far removed from that source. That's why I love Zack and Mary Make a Porno, but when I look at it, I go, okay, I see the difference between this and say something like Chasing Amy. And the big difference is Chasing Amy screams authenticity. That came from fucking 26-year-old's head. Who was just pouring it out and feeling it at that moment in time. Zack and Mary Make a Porno was a guy who's going, okay, this is a story about kids who lose their apartments, they don't have enough money to pay their rent. What's that like? You know, this has been a while for me, and I haven't had to worry about paying bills in quite some time. So I watched Zack and Mary and I'm like, wow, this feels inauthentic. And not like, look, every film's inauthentic to some degree because it's all a lie, right? Unless you're one of those people that's like, Martin's truth. Nah, it's all a lie. But to a large degree, like, you know, you kind of, for me personally, there's authenticity and there's authenticity. And Clerks have authenticity and Chasing Amy the Dog. We even Mom have a lot of that early stuff. Everything up to how can you even say Clerks to that authenticity? Zack and Mary to me just lacked authenticity. It didn't come from a pure place. It wasn't my story. I had to reach back to how we made Clerks. It's kind of the story about how we made Clerks, except me and Scott didn't fuck each other yet. So for me, I don't know. The older I get, it's like I can't be expected to do that stuff anymore. And the older I get now, I'm more like, you know what? Be happy I did it once. I'm shocked I did it once. Like, knowing me, it's fucking amazing because I'm so fucking lazy. So I don't know. I feel okay. I feel like I'm not like goodbye to all that and shit like that, but I'm just like I can't do it anymore. And I guess it's kind of like when in hockey, at a certain point you got to retire. Even Gretzky on the skates, and I was never fucking Gretzky. I was more like Swetsky. So you know, there comes a time where it's just like I'm not doing it the way that I like doing it. I have a certain level at which I like personally playing, and if I can't live at that level anymore, fuck it. You know, let's try something else.
Thank you.
Thanks, man.
No worries here and taking the time to do this.
No worries, bro. Hey.
Hello, how are you? Never mind. I'll get straight to it. First of all, I want to ask, where is Muse?
Muse, where do we Muse be right now?
understand Clerks was very cheap to make as far as movies go, like $30,000.
25, 75.
I was going to ask, what the most biggest expense when you were making Clerks and cutting corners? What did you do with that corner to make?
I would say probably the biggest is expense had to be the camera rentals. It was about $3,000 for the 3 weeks. The Gary SR2 that we shot. That was very loud. We had to throw a Barney on it. I don't even think people Barney things anymore. I was on a movie set recently and I was like, Barney that shit. And they're like, what are you talking about, old man? I'm sorry. So that was about $3,000. The camera bag and the steam deck that we rented on the old 6-plate. Probably close to that in post-production. Those are the two biggest costs. Maybe neck cutting was pretty expensive too. That was $3 as well. I mean, those three costs each were $3,000. Those were pretty happy. The rest was, smaller. I mean, still pricey but manageable. Like the film stock, I think we got it down to like $1,500 or something.
Okay. Also, besides the fact that you couldn't make a sequel and therefore make more money, was there any major decisions? Was it easy for you to decide which Clerks ending you wanted?
No. Well, I mean, I had them both. Like, I had the original ending where he got shot, and people didn't like it. And then some dudes like, if you cut it, it's going to be a lot easier to like. And I was like, okay. And so you write it off and shit. And felt okay about doing it too, because the dude was like, at first I was like defending it, like, no, man, that's the movie. If you don't dig it, you don't dig it. And then there was a friend of mine, John Pearson, who was just like, what's the exact message that you're trying to communicate at the end of the film with that killing? And I was like, that I saw do the right thing. That's what I thought, Kevin. We got the ending. So I did. So it was pretty easy to go. And it was a good move, And then it also gave us something to like joke about for years and like put an extra on the laser disc and whatnot.
One last thing. I'm in the second row actually, and my buddies are in like the billionth row. I was wondering if I can get a picture with you as a after you did it.
Yeah. Especially that movie. Oh, everybody hates their fucking friends. Where is it? Take our pictures, you fucks. Baby face, dude. Like a really good sweet baby face. Like, but at the same time, like, don't be like, that always reminds me of Schoolhouse Rock, when they were like, man, look at man, but have a boyish face. That's you're like that too. The cartoon was a giant man with a little kid's face. I think that was for the actor one, wasn't it? Locky. It was adjective, so that's right, man. You're like, boy, that's one big ugly bear. And the turtle becomes the bear, and you're like, what's happening? I remember being young and being like, how did that happen? It was the little girl's friend and then became the enemy. Run, little girl in the hat.
Pretty good, how are you?
Excellent.
So, as an average nerd, how do I get to be as awesome as you?
First off, don't say that shit. Because anytime you're like, you're awesome, 5 fucking people feel the need to say you're wrong on the internet. You know what I'm saying? It makes my life so fucking miserable and whatnot. People would be so happy if I had no fans. What I'm going to try to do is bring all my fans off the grid, cloak them, if you will, and then my enemies will feel like I have no fans, and they will feel like, we won, he's dead, and I can quietly enjoy my career in fans off to the side and let them enjoy their fucking paradise where, spies try to kill each other.
I can say you're not awesome, and then 5 people will be like, yeah, he is.
Yeah, let's do the reverse psychology.